Hey there. Ready to dive into the world of strength training? Looks like we've got a good mix of sources today.
Yep.
Practical tips, beginner-friendly stuff, even some home workout ideas. We're going to break it all down, separate fact from fiction, get you started on the right track. What's your take on the material we're working with, expert speaker?
This mix, a workout video and this in-depth article, it's perfect. Bridges that gap between, theory and practice. And that's what we need, a practical deep dive, equipping you with the knowledge, the confidence to really embrace strength training, whether you're a home workout enthusiast or exploring other avenues.
Love it. So both sources are all about compound exercises, especially for beginners, but they define strength training in their own way. The article uses it as this umbrella term with resistance training, weight training all under it. What's with all these terms?
Nuances. Think of strength training as the big picture, right? Any activity that uses resistance to build muscle strength. Now, that resistance can come from weights, resistance bands, or even just your own body weight. Weight training zooms in external weights. And resistance training, wider net, it's any exercise where you're pushing against something, weights, bands, even your own awesome body weight.
So when I'm busting out a push-up, I'm hitting all three. Strength training, weight training because it's my body, and resistance because I'm pushing against myself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And compound exercises, the multitaskers, right?
Exactly.
Squats, push-ups, they're rock stars, especially starting out. Work multiple muscle groups at once, super efficient. Speaking of push-ups, we're going to unpack those later.
Awesome. Now, the elephant in the room, that fear of bulking up, especially for women. The article talks about this, hormonal differences.
Key takeaway from the article is women have way less testosterone than men. Testosterone, that's the muscle building maestro. It's the star of building muscle mass. So women don't bulk up as easily as, well, some might fear.
Ladies, don't be afraid to pump some iron.
Not at all. Building that kind of muscle takes consistent, dedicated effort.
Right, it's a process, not overnight.
Exactly. And often, even a tailored diet.
Plus, the article highlights a big one, increased bone density. Got to be important as we age, right?
Crucial. Reinforcing your body's foundation. As we age, bone density, it naturally declines. It makes us more prone to fractures, Strength training, it's like a superhero. It swoops in, stresses your bones just enough, prompts them to become stronger, denser over time.
Investing in a rock-solid frame for your body. Must have as we get older.
Yeah.
Okay, but what about those stubborn pounds? Strength training, that helps with that too.
You bet. One of the most fascinating things is strength training can actually lead to more fat loss than aerobic exercise alone. And there's a 2017 study.
Backs it up.
Get out of here. So not only building muscle, but you're also jump-starting your metabolism.
Precisely. Muscle. It's a calorie-burning machine, even at rest. You build more muscle, you're turning your body into this, efficient calorie-burning furnace. Remember, nutrition matters too, right?
You can't outrun a bad diet, they say.
Yeah.
Or outlift it, I guess.
Exactly. Balance. Speaking of, let's transition to a key takeaway from both sources, actually. The power of bodyweight training. It's like having a gym on demand. No fancy equipment, just good old-fashioned bodyweight exercises. And what I thought was helpful, both sources give examples. Videos got planks, different push-ups, wall sits, good mornings, that step back with rotation thing, even downward dog. Article throws in squats, single-leg squats, one-arm push-ups, plyometrics, squat jumps, stuff like that. It's like they made a bodyweight workout menu.
I love that. It's a buffet of bodyweight exercises just at your fingertips. And what's even more remarkable is these exercises can be tailored to your fitness level, even starting out.
Okay, walk me through that.
Yeah.
How do you adjust, say, for someone totally new?
Push-up, classic example. Instead of straight to a standard push-up, you start by pushing against a wall. As you get stronger, countertop, a bench,
Right.
Gradually lower towards the ground. Eventually, floor push-up.
That's incredible. It's like this built-in system to gradually challenge yourself. You get stronger.
Yeah.
The video called it progressive overload. Yeah.
Yes. Golden rule of strength training. Continually challenge those muscles by gradually upping the demand. Add weight, increase reps, or make the exercise itself harder like we did with the push-up. It's about keeping those muscles guessing, adapting, and that's what leads to growth.
So not the same routine week after week. It's like constantly pushing those boundaries, but safely. Speaking of, both were adamant about nailing proper form. Why so important?
Form is everything. Difference between really getting the most out of your workout and hurting yourself. Fewer reps, perfect form, way better than going too heavy, bad technique, risking injury.
Quality over quantity, right? Slow and steady wins the race.
100%.
But how do you know if your form is good? Especially at home, no trainer.
Great question. The video, it actually gives practical tips. Keep those elbows tucked in during squats, straight back during good mornings, engage your core through the whole movement, and no pecking during push-ups, head jutting forward.
Oh, I've been guilty of the head peck, so small adjustments, big difference.
Huge. And if you're ever unsure, always err on the side of caution, right? Certified personal trainer can give you that personalized guidance.
So basics covered, busted some myths, touched on form. I'm itching to get into this workout video, see these principles in action. What stood out to you?
The trainer's dedication to proper form, and they're so encouraging. Choosing appropriate weights, listening to your body, strength training is for everybody. Incredibly empowering, don't you think?
Absolutely. Not about being a gym junkie, lifting crazy weights,
Yeah.
challenging yourself, your own pace, celebrating those small victories. Now, before we get lost in the workout itself, what about after? Rest, recovery, incorporating other exercise.
Balance, my friend. Giving your body the rest it needs to recover and rebuild. We'll explore that after a quick break. It's amazing how that video makes strength training feel doable. Like you don't need a gym or fancy equipment. Your own body weight. That's power transforming yourself. Pretty cool.
Your body is your best gym. Let's break down those body weight moves, though, because I could use a refresher. Planks, for example, we've all been there holding that seemingly impossible position. What makes them so great?
Pranks are deceptively simple. They're powerhouses for core strength and a strong core. Your secret weapon. Every other exercise, posture, bye-bye back pain.
Built-in support system.
Right.
Then, the classic push-up. Love how they showed variations. Against the wall, using a bench, beginner-friendly.
Progressive overload in action.
Right.
Gradually challenging yourself. You start where you're at, then boom, more challenging versions as you progress.
Leveling up. Video game style. You don't start fighting the final boss, you work your way up.
Love it. And don't underestimate those wall sits either. Look easy, but man, your legs will be burning.
No kidding, they're deceiving. What's the science behind those?
Isometric exercise.
Yeah.
You're holding still, but those muscles, working hard, build strength, endurance, makes daily stuff stairs, groceries feel easy peasy.
Training for life.
Exactly. Now, good mornings makes me feel like I'm taking a bow.
Right. It's a weird feeling, but a good stretch, too.
It is. Strengthens your posterior chain, basically all those back of your body muscles. Hamstrings, glutes, back. Remember, proper form. Straight back is key.
Lift with your legs, not your back.
You got it. Now, step backs with rotation, next level.
Those take coordination.
For sure. Legs working, core for stability, then boom balance, coordination with the rotation, hitting multiple muscle groups at once.
A whole symphony of movement. And they even included downward dog. Love me some yoga.
Blends strength and flexibility. Right. Hamstrings, calves, shoulders, back, all getting a nice stretch.
Seriously, I could hang out downward dog for hours.
That's a good one. Okay, shifting gears to the dumbbell exercises. Dumbbells, those can feel intimidating at first, but so versatile. Targeted work you can't always get with just body weight.
Another layer, I remember they used them for, like, goblet squats, Romanian deadlifts, bicep curls, front raises, tricep extensions, the works.
They covered it all. Now, before we dive in, beginner nerves are totally normal. Remember, you're in control. Just like body weight, adjust the weight. Start light, increase as you get stronger.
Work your way up,
Right.
just like with those push-up variations.
Exactly. Connected. Okay, goblet squats. Those look intense. What's the deal?
Challenging but effective. Tell me more.
Lower body strength. Quads, glutes, hamstrings. Holding the weight in front engages your core more.
So a squat plus core work, I'm in.
Right. Then Romanian deadlifts, or RDLs.
The name is intimidating.
Don't let it scare you. RDLs, all about that posterior chain. Hamstrings, glutes, back muscles, and just like good mornings, straight back is key.
Lift with the legs, got it.
And speaking of lifting, bicep curls. Classic for a reason. Isolates those biceps front of your arms. Strength, definition.
Curls for the girls.
But seriously, not just for show. Everyday strength, carrying groceries, lifting things.
Form and function best combo. What about front raises? Those look like shoulder work.
They are. Strengthen the front of your shoulders, which often gets neglected. Strong shoulders. Good posture, prevent injuries. Important as we age.
So not just about big shoulders, but like functional strength.
Exactly. And tricep extensions with those tricep dips. Rounds out your arm workout. Targets those triceps, back of your arms.
Hitting all the major muscle groups.
That's right.
And so many variations, all with dumbbells.
Right. And you can always modify new to dumbbell RDLs, Practice with just body weight, maybe a light resistance band before adding those weights.
Listen to your body. That's a recurring theme, and I love it, this whole personalization thing. It's not one size fits all. Speaking of listening to your body, though, what does that even mean when we talk strength training?
Such a good question. It's paying attention to those little cues your body gives you during and after your workout. It's about finding that balance challenging enough to grow, but not so much that you get hurt.
Pushing your limits, respecting your body's boundaries.
Yes. Little soreness after a workout, that's normal. It means your muscles are working. But sharp pain, your body's saying, nope, something's wrong.
So, pain is weakness leaving the body. Not always true.
Not when it comes to this. Sharp pain, stop, talk to a doctor, no question.
Better safe than sorry. Speaking of taking a moment, I think it's time for us to do just that. We'll be right back to wrap up this incredible deep dive on strength training. All right, back to it. Final stretch of this strength training odyssey. We've covered the what, the why, the how-to of all these exercises. We're practically former experts by now. But let's get into how to structure these workouts.
Time to decode those gym class terms. Sets and reps. Might sound a little confusing at first, but trust me, they're key.
Crack the code. Reps. Those are repetitions, right? Lay it on me.
Think of one rep as like one full cycle of the exercise. You do a perfect squat, down with control, stand back up, bam, one rep.
And sets are just like groups of reps. A team effort.
Exactly, a certain number of reps back to back, then you get a little break before the next set.
So 3 sets of 10 reps of squats. That'd be 10 squats in a row, rest, another 10, rest, final 10.
Nailed it. And remember the article, it recommended a weight where you can do 8 to 12 reps with good form.
Form, always. Better to go lighter and do it right than hurt yourself.
100%. Even those trainers in the video, they were all about that. Last few reps should be tough, but doable. That sweet spot.
Progressive overload is back.
Yeah.
Pushing those boundaries.
Exactly. Challenging those muscles to adapt over time. Think of it like, you wouldn't fight a video game boss with the same skills you started with, right?
Yeah, you gotta level up.
Exactly. So, gotta keep things interesting for those muscles. How do we actually DO that progressive overload, though?
Yeah, how?
Well, you can increase the weight slowly, up the reps, or even, remember, make the exercise itself harder, like those push-up variations.
So many options. It's like customizable.
And get creative with your sets and reps. The basic ones, like 3 sets of 10, those are great. But there's also pyramid sets, where the weight goes up, reps go down each set, or drop sets, where you lower the weight, do more reps. Once you hit that point of, I can't do one more.
Those sound killer but effective.
Right. It's about finding what works for you, but staying consistent. The article said 2-3 strength training sessions per week is a good goal. And rest days, those are important. Let those muscles recover.
Gotta put in the work consistently if you want to see results.
And speaking of results, don't forget nutrition and sleep. They're like the support team for all this hard work.
Right, it's all connected. You can't just work out and expect magic, I guess. Strength training, food, sleep. It's a whole lifestyle.
It is. It's about the big picture, taking care of your whole self.
Well said. This deep dive, seriously, from intimidated to like, I can do this.
That's what we want. You've got the knowledge now. Go forth and get strong.
Love it. One final thought for our listeners, though. Strength training, it's more than just the weights or the muscles, right? It's like building a stronger you, mentally, physically, pushing those limits, realizing what you're capable of.
Beautifully said. It's a journey, and you're worth it. Never underestimate yourself.
And you don't need a fancy gym to start. Your strength training journey, it can begin right now. So who's ready to crush a workout?
Let's go.
That's it for this deep dive. Until next time, happy training, everyone.